6:30 and speed to the park and ride. Try to get there for the 6:40 bus, but usually I miss that one and I get on the 6:45 bus, which gets me downtown just enough time to get off the bus and run to the office and get at my desk at 7:30. The company is getting stronger. It's taken time, but if you stop and think, I mean, you have two different companies and trying to merge them together, all those people in two different cities, that's hard to do. It seems like we finally have become one company, finally working together and pulling together and all trying to do what's best for Enron. They give us stock, and essentially we are buying a part of the company. And so it's kind of good that way because everyone has an interest. If you know that your work is affecting your stock and is helping you, you try a little harder, go the extra step. I work for Enron, but essentially, I guess I work for myself. What I do does come back to me.
I know as a geologist, we're trying to find out where Ma Nature hid her eggs. And she's not going to, because we still are in a mature area. The Gulf of Mexico has been drilling, they've been drilling since 1940s or 1950s. In May or April of '88, they decided to put the entire oil company up for sale. And you know, it was kind of devastating in a way to most of the people around here just because we didn't feel like that we'd been given a chance under the new management to come in and show what we could do. In June of '88, we got one of our first wells down up at Matagorda Block 604. We were very thrilled with that, and it looks like it's going to be one of the larger discoveries in offshore in the Outer Continental Shelf in the past 3 to 4 years. We drilled our first well on Matagorda 638 in January of '89, and looks like this could even be bigger than the 604. So all in all, Enron's associated with the 2 of the largest discoveries in the Gulf of Mexico in the last couple of years. And I think that the management of this company, to me, has already shown if you bring ideas to them, that they understand the risk-reward atmosphere that the oil business is. And as geologists, that's all we can ask for, is to have that seed planted in the back of our mind that as we're over here working on our drafting tables, that they're going to follow through. Management's going to follow through with what we come up with. Enron Oil and Gas is here to stay. We're going to contribute to the bottom line. We're going to make Enron Oil and Gas a leader in the industry.
What I came away from the measurement roundtable was the feeling that we have some pretty decent people within the company. It makes me feel better about getting in my van and driving away in the morning, just because I know what those people were doing. Just knowing and that the feeling that I had for the company was spread nationwide, and that people in their jobs felt the same way I did. We're a wholesale natural gas company. We pump it out of the ground and bring it to the retailer, making sure that that person that lives in town knows that when they turn on the furnace, the gas is there, and that I'm measuring it, make sure the company's getting everything out of it that it should. Open the gates, you get inside, open the doors, and take a deep breath. First thing, make sure that there isn't any gas blowing so that you don't have any bigger problems than what you expected when you drove up. We had some pressure problems in the dead of winter, which were probably the most challenging times for me, because that's when you really have to be able to handle your job and do your job. I'm not saying that when I'm standing out here when it's 20 below zero on this valve that I think it's most ideal or rewarding, but at the end of that time period that we're there and I go home and I sit down in my easy chair, I feel good about myself and what I did. if the company makes $1 and we supply all the gas that needs to be to who it needs to be to, I feel like we're successful. I think the bottom line is important, and it has to be for the survival of the company. But I think also what's important is how we're dealing with what's the people around us and the companies we're dealing with. You know, I feel like what I'm doing is Enron.
I was contacted by Junior Chief, I guess about 3 years ago, and he told me about something called Project Business. And what it is, you come in and teach 8th graders about business, about economics. I get a lot out of it. I like to see the expression on the kids' faces, okay? And if I can give them something that keeps them going on to finish high school, that's worth it all. I come and try to share some of the things, the practical things about business, and I try to relate it to things they know about. So some of the things that I'm teaching here falls right in line with my type of job, that I have. I think not only do we sell gas or move gas to the customer who needs it, we need to make a profit on that, which in turn adds value to our company, which gives it back to the stockholder. That's what we're here for. The people who own the company, it's the stockholder. Most of the employees own stock in the company through the ESOP. And I have shares, and I hope someday that they'll become valuable and I can use them when I retire. I think that's important because it lets the employees be part of the company's success. Long term, if you own a part of the company, you can watch the company grow, and all these things you're doing eventually will end up in your pocket. We went through some pretty severe staff cuts back in October in the corporate staff groups. I brought the folks together that were left. I said, this is it. We're all that's left. We still have to do the job. How can we make it work? There was none of this, it's not my job, that's your job. It was, what do we have to do to get the job done? What I saw happen was we came together as a team.
I'm maintenance supervisor at Enron Power Corp's cogeneration facility in Texas City, Texas. I think the most important thing I contribute is the day-to-day preventive maintenance of the plant. First thing I do is I check in with the control room, see if they had any major problems over the night, see if they need any immediate help first thing in the morning. Then I go out, make a round of the area myself. It's called cogeneration because it's the simultaneous production of two sources of energy from one common fuel. We have gas turbines that we burn natural gas in. The power takeoff of that turbine produces electricity through a generator. We take the waste heat of the burned natural gas, pass it through a boiler to make steam. We use the steam to drive a steam turbine to produce more electricity, and we sell our excess steam to a customer. I'm pretty proud of it and the way it's come along. For our first full year of commercial operation, I think our numbers speak very highly of themselves. I think the market's growing. Everything you read says that the demand for electricity is going to increase. To be competitive, all different petrochemical, chemical complexes, and industry in general is looking for cheaper utility costs. To me, it's a wave of the future. With the environment problems that we're running into, I think natural gas will be used a lot more by utilities, cogenerators, independent power producers to generate electricity. And I think that Enron is going to be right there selling fuel and transporting the fuel to it. I see this as being just another industry that's a real good marketplace for Enron natural gas. We're going to be in there leading. We're going to be one of the big players in the cogenerator market.
Every day is literally a new day. You never think about coming to this job about it's going to be boring or dull or I'm not going to have anything to do. My desk in 17 years has never been cleaned off. because I deal with a lot of pressure type situations, solving a lot of problems, putting out fires, so to speak, that for me it's so refreshing to know that I can come down here and for about an hour I can work out and I don't really think about anything else except what I'm doing. There is no such thing as a clean, sweet, short, easy buck deal. Every transaction that we complete with buying natural gas has its own unique set of problems. Well, my role is not just to buy the gas from the producer out there. I've got to make sure I get it from the wellhead all the way to the market, or he's going to be unhappy, and he is my primary concern. He's my customer. So all the problems that take place in between, I'm involved in making sure those get resolved. I love my job, I have to tell you. I've been here 17 years. Enron, when you talk about people, I have worked for some of the finest people. I've had wonderful bosses that have supported me, that have given me so many opportunities. They never limited me. Whatever I thought I could do, they allowed me the opportunity to do it. And I always had the freedom to go to them, to share ideas with them, to get support from them. And there's so much going on. This job has never been dull or routine. I guess I'm just from the old-fashioned school and the basic principle that if we all work hard and care about our company, do put 100% of effort into it, it's going to succeed. And so our stock is going to do okay. And overall, for the most part, most people in Enron are that way. They care about this company.
We're almost on a ground floor basis here. And I don't think people get to experience that very often. You know, being on the ground floor is something that's getting ready to take off.
Right now, Enron Power Corp is a big player in the cogenerator market. I think that they'll stay in the forefront of that.
Corporation's responsibility is not only to produce a product, sell it and make a profit and give value back to the shareholder, but it's also to be a good citizen.
For the company to be successful, I feel like it's successful every year because the gases get to who it's supposed to get to, and we're making a dollar.
I think people have kind of starting to feel like the company is starting to get stronger and we're moving in a straightforward direction.
Getting all the key positions filled, getting all the management, direction, and guidance established, and I think we're getting there. That's what I'd like to see happen in 1989.